the boys up here running. These are probably a baseball team, and they're all running with their numbers on their back. Kids, they do that. They do that all over the world, but they very ritualized here. Some of the teams, when they're out running like that, their coaches drill them on proper manners, and there's a team near our home that every morning goes up into the hills around 5 a.m. to a training ground they have up there, and then comes back in order to go to school, and the coaches train them to say good morning to everybody along the way. So you hear them, Ohayou gozaimasu, Ohayou gozaimasu, Ohayou gozaimasu, to everybody as they go along. More extreme teams I've seen cases where the children are trained to, like they're running just like that. If they encounter somebody, come to a complete stop. In fact, I made a video about this. I think it was the first video ever, or one of my first videos ever on this channel, maybe, or the Lyles Brother channel. But with the boys would be trained to, they'd be running, they'd see somebody coming the other way, stop, jump to attention, whip their hat off their head, and bow and say good morning or hello or whatever it was, every time. So I mean, they're running along, they can't go, and Japan's full of people, they can't go more than, a couple hundred meters, and they run into somebody else, snap to attention, bow, good morning, off they go. That's now, 2011. Can you imagine what it must have been like in my father-in-law's time? Things were far more. That was the day, the heyday of Sports Day. When the military spirit was brought to bear and brought to life in the school grounds of Japan, and it still is to this day. Here's a school ground right here. Those kids over there will be doing their sports festival every year, where basically they're reenacting a lot of military drills. In fact, there's a lot of military elements in Japanese culture. The girls wear the seirafuku, the sailor suits, which has only it basically looks like a sailor suit, but it has only kind of a distant feel of military. But the boys, schoolboys' uniforms that they wear, those black austere uniforms, those are modeled after Prussian military uniforms. They are definite military-style uniforms, and the haircuts that they used to have in the old days, the nearly bald hair with the black uniform and the little cap. I mean, I've got, in my capacity as an antique dealer, I collected photos. I've got boxes and boxes of old schoolboy photos, and they look smart and good in their outfits, but also very military, very butch. I got started talking about the kids running, and off we go to other things. There's the last Circle K before the mountains. I'm escaping. It's Friday, first day of Golden Week up here. I'm going up there. Yumiko, I was trying to help her around the house. Emily's doing her homework and cleaning her room, and Yumiko was cleaning the house, and I started cleaning this. I started chipping in. I started cleaning one part of the house, and Yumiko comes over and says, she's the boss around the house. There's no question of that. She comes over and says, I don't have to worry about that, dear. I'll take care of that. And what she's basically saying is, you're not doing it right. leave it alone. So I went to another part of the house, and I started doing something else, and I heard the same thing. You're not doing, she didn't say that. She said, oh, you don't have to worry about that. She's so sweet about it. Basically telling me to knock it off. And finally, she said, there's another school ground where they'll have more sports day. Finally, in exasperation, she says to me, she didn't say it with an exasperated tone. Look at this, there's a tobacco and orange dealership here with fruits and vegetables. She said it with a very nice way. She said, you don't have to worry about, cleaning the house. And I was like, well, I want to help out. She says, yeah, don't worry about it. I'll take care of it, And she's basically freeing me. She likes it. She knows I'm happy when I spend a little time out in the mountains, and she knows that I need it a lot. And I've got a good woman. She's very nice about sending me on my way with a kiss and a smile into the hills to come back later. I'll return in a couple of hours. I'm only, this only takes me by driving. It only takes me 15 minutes to get to where I'm going to hike, and it'll be as remote a canyon as you can imagine. And I'll be home around lunchtime, and we're having a late lunch. We had a late breakfast, and I'll spend the afternoon with the family. Yumiko's got a outing. She's going to a drinking party, a nomikai, with her workmates this evening, and I've got Emily and I are going to go out and have dinner together. So I'm going to have a nice day with the family, and a little time to myself in the mountains, which I so desperately need. I'm such a basket case when it comes to the city. Okay, bye-bye everybody. I'll be in the mountains soon. See ya.